Ladies and gentlemen, in front of me, this will be a memorable and dignified ceremony celebrating your accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, around me, this graduating class deserves your gentle attention throughout this ceremony today for its great achievements. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate today success and promise, and their focus on success these last few months has been extraordinary as we watch the passing of Sandy. And for that alone, they deserve our best attention and congratulations. Many will be recognized as they walk individually across this stage this afternoon. And you are a class that I have seen grow in confidence, in focus, and peer responsibility. You see, you took care of each other, and that trait will continue throughout your professional life. Thank you for that, and you should thank each other. We will also this afternoon honor a civic leader whose qualities were tested successfully before his entire community during Hurricane Sandy. And we will bestow a doctoral degree on one of America's, in fact, one of the world's most accomplished film producers, whose more than 40 films have been both successful at the box office and among his very critical peers. And 417 graduates will individually cross this stage in the next hour, ready to go off and lead society. And ladies and gentlemen, leadership is a highly marketable skill as the workforce, the American workforce, starts to slowly grow again. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, look around as I ask all of the employees of the university who are in this arena this afternoon to stand. Please. They are staff and administrators and faculty, and they are proud today and feel honored to have served you these past few years. And I am one of them, and I feel lucky to be able to work with future leaders like you. Now, the faculty was supposed to remain standing, so if the faculty will stand up again. So among those standing, flanking you on either side, guarding and guiding you, even on this very last day, resplendent in the colors and styles of their original schools and bearing the badges of academic success they achieved, is our faculty, esteemed scholars, dedicated teachers. They led the academic exchange at this university. They are proud, excited today, and satisfied that they will have contributed substantially to your future success. Their personal commitment to our students makes this university distinct. Will the audience, everyone seated, please help me honor the Monmouth University faculty. Thank you. And now I must thank you, the families, parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, spouses, partners, children, friends, and loved ones who supported these scholars so unselfishly, so generously these past few years. You have enabled these young men and women so dear to you to reach a level of skill and confidence that will secure their future and, in fact, secure your future. Thank you for that. Please. Now it is my privilege to present to you Robert B. Sculthorpe, class of 1963, and chairman of the Monmouth University Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Paul. Members of the graduating class, honored guests, platform party, parents, faculty, staff, administrators, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege on behalf of the Board of Trustees to welcome you all here today as we celebrate the university's 2013 winter commencement. Today we are proud to recognize and honor those who completed their degree requirements in the summer or fall of 2012. This day of great significance is the culmination of your hard work, your discipline, and your sacrifice. You, our undergraduates, are on the threshold of your futures. You are master's degree recipients, are professionals in your fields, and have achieved another milepost in your chosen careers. In your time at Monmouth, you have achieved much both individually and collectively. In addition to the knowledge you have acquired in the classroom, hopefully two themes that are emphasized at Monmouth have also made an impact on you. They are leadership and caring for one another. In a way, these two themes go hand in hand. To reach out and help those around us is leadership at its best. This was very much in evidence at Monmouth just a few short weeks ago as we dealt with the devastation of Superstorm Sandy. We saw a tremendous outpouring of support, most notably here on campus. Under President Gaffney's exceptional leadership, Monmouth served as the largest evacuation site in the state of New Jersey, housing over 1,000 individuals, some in the Boylan Gym building adjoining this building, and of course the MAC itself. Many of the relief efforts, thank you. There are some pictures rolling in the tape that show the actual scene here a few months or so back. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look at that loop, you probably should. It's quite remarkable. Many of the relief efforts here in Monmouth County were coordinated by a gentleman on the platform whom we are honoring today and who you will hear from shortly. True leaders rise to the occasion and do what is required of them. They take challenges and turn them into opportunities. Much of the time, being a leader doesn't require a specific skill set, just a willingness to work with strength and confidence and to learn. I know that many of you, our graduates, stepped up and made a difference during those dark days, and we want to thank you for that. And I know that you have grown used to your skills to achieve success in the classroom, on the playing field, and in the community. Not only have you demonstrated your leadership and your caring, you have learned to disagree without being disagreeable. And that, the cornerstone of all that is worthwhile, is respect for oneself and one another. You, the latest graduating class, have much to be proud of today. You have enriched our presence. We wish you success and fulfillment as you set out to realize your full potential and utilize the talents you have developed at Monmouth. And please, please do not be discouraged by the gloom and doom that seems to permeate our world today. There are lots of opportunities out there and much to be optimistic about. It will take leaders and followers too, with vision, courage, and a positive attitude to take advantage of the many options that exist. I have confidence in you, our Monmouth University graduates. Each of you is now a link in the long unbroken chain of alumni who have gone before you. While we are saying goodbye to you today, remember that you will always be part of the Monmouth family, and we hope that you will remain involved with Alma Mater and return often. You have much to offer Monmouth, and as alumni, Monmouth has much to offer you. Good luck to you all. We will miss you until we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Sculthorpe. Here now to bring greetings on behalf of the students and today's graduates is Mr. Brian Larco, representing the graduating class as class president.
When I first started writing this speech, I thought of all the things I'd heard about before in a graduation speech. And I thought the first or the last part of these speeches usually include the disclaimer, I'd like to thank my parents, my family, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my classmates. And I thought some today might add, I'd like to thank Google, Wikipedia, and whoever the hell invented copy and paste. President Gaffney, university trustees, faculty, staff, alumni, honored guests, family, friends, and graduates. There are a lot of things that I could have chosen to include in this speech. The first would be to congratulate you on all the hard work that has earned you the degree that you're receiving today. And I would be right to do so because you truly do deserve congratulations. Another important point would be to remind you of how important the people in your life that support you have been to you, your family, your friends, and your teachers. I would be right there too, because you know deep down that you wouldn't have been able to do it without them. But as I thought about our class and the events that led up to this very ceremony, I noticed an 800-pound gorilla in the room. At the end of October, New York, New Jersey, and parts of Connecticut were hit by a devastating storm. Probably the worst storm in the memory of anybody in this room. And it left New Jersey, and particularly the Jersey Shore, looking like a disaster zone from a World War II bombing. In its wake, it left billions of dollars of destruction, paralyzed people's lives for days, some even months, and it took with it a number of lives. Everyone at this ceremony likely suffered in some way from this storm. It was this very room, in fact, that served as the largest evacuation center in the state, a point that we should be proud of. People who found themselves temporarily homeless, without heat, without electricity, and without food, all the basic necessities. For many, their suffering continues to this day as they await the long-awaited hope and aid to rebuild their communities and their lives. It is with the backdrop of such an horrific event that we reflect today on the simple but important fact that we are alive. After an event like this is not a point to be taken lightly. In fact, it comes with an obligation to do something both with your life and with your degree. That obligation is one that we must both recognize and to which we must commit ourselves. Life has always been a struggle, but armed with the knowledge you have learned here and the commitment to put 100% of your effort in the balance, you will be able to say in the fulfillment of your life what Ulysses said at the fulfillment of his in the Tennyson poem of the same name. That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Congratulations, class of 2012 and 2013. And in case any of you were wondering, it was Larry Tesler from Xerox who invented copy and paste.
Thank you, President Larco. The Maurice Pollock Award for Distinguished Community Service is awarded to those who have made important, selfless contributions to our local community. This award is a special one, unique to Monmouth University. It is in honor of a generous, distinguished, and revered leader in the development of the university, Trustee Emeritus Maurice Pollock. We are fortunate to have identified an individual who exemplifies the quality this award seeks to commemorate. I saw our honoree, a professor of political science here, not just on dozens of TV spots all over our county, hair blowing, rain in face, sand in teeth, during and directly after Hurricane Sandy, but also right here in this arena as our partner in operation of the evacuation center. I now ask Ms. Michelle Spicer Toto, class of 1994 and trustee of the university, to come forward with our honoree.
President Gaffney, I am honored to present Sheriff Sean E. Golden, class of 1999, to receive the Maurice Pollock Award for Distinguished Community Service. Sean Golden, you bring to the office of Monmouth County Sheriff valuable experience from a lifetime dedicated to serving the public. Your many years of service as a police officer, paramedic, and firefighter serves as an inspiration to all of us and truly defines the term public servant. Further, you find time to teach our future leaders as an adjunct professor of political science on this campus. All the training, knowledge, and wisdom you gained from your varied accomplishments have aided you in becoming a superb chief administrator in the premier sheriff's department in the state of New Jersey. You undertake the responsibilities of your office with the enthusiasm and pride of a lifelong Monmouth County resident, because for you, literally and otherwise, the people of this county are family. At no time have your leadership skills been as obvious as during the recent events of Hurricane Superstorm Sandy, which so devastated Monmouth County and the shore area. Your decisiveness and tireless efforts provided an inspiration to emergency responders, shelter operators, and those charged with order and safety during and after the storm's landfall. Your personal presence, virtually everywhere, had a calming effect on those most affected by the devastation. You led from the front, always visible to our community, and were actively involved in all aspects of the relief effort. Our successful recovery to date has been in large part attributed to your superb leadership. For your recent leadership above and beyond during Superstorm Sandy, for your continual dedication to serving the people of Monmouth County, we thank you and are honored to present you with the Maurice Pollock Award for Distinguished Community Service.
President Gaffney, Chairman, members of the board, our administrative staff here at Monmouth University, most important, our faculty and our students here today. It is with great honor that I accept the award. It is with great humility that I do so in the honor of those before me, Mr. President, as I was looking at the list, and I really do appreciate it, and I am so humbled. I just want to say a couple words. It's great to be here, and we were walking in with some of my staff, and we said, wow, what a difference, as opposed to when we were here during Superstorm Sandy here at the MAC. And I wanted to thank some of them. I did bring them along with me, my undersheriffs, Mickey Donovan, Ted Freeman, and Bobby Dawson. And Mickey Donovan, as the president knows, we were calling him at one point the mayor of Boylan, as he was administering this great facility in terms of our public safety evacuee effort, and my warden as well as my staff, and they're up here, and please give them a round of applause. As I wanted to publicly thank them and acknowledge them for all their efforts on behalf of the over 600 employees that I have, and this awesome sheriff's office that we have in the state of New Jersey. The reason I think that I'm here today is, for the most part, because of some of the values that I've learned, not only from my parents, but from the very seat that you are in at Monmouth University. That is why I have come back here. The president would say I would show up every morning during the storm, day 1, day 2, post-storm 3, and I would see the president in the war room, and we would have coffee at the McGill Commons. And then I would go out and tend to a number of business stuff that we had to take care of. The reason why I did that is, you see, when I entered this job as sheriff and I was elected as the 76th sheriff, you know, I said to myself, wow, how am I going to take this awesome responsibility of a $75 million budget and 600 employees and the responsibility of public safety in the county? And that night, actually, when I learned that I would be doing so, I returned to my class, as I do every semester here, and I teach as many as I can. And the truth is, I would teach those classes for free, don't tell the president, because when I come on campus, it is a sense of enthusiasm and excitement and energy. And when I returned to the campus the night I was being appointed sheriff, I said, I got this. This is no problem. As some of my peers, Dr. Patton and Dr. Data and Dr. Mezzi, would walk by and smile and greet you, and you could feed off the energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. So that's what I want you to remember when you leave here, that energy, that enthusiasm and excitement you bring along with you, that you've obtained here at Monmouth University, not just your degree. You will be successful, and it truly is where leaders will look forward, and I think I'm a little bit of proof to that. So thank you, Mr. President, and thank you to the Board of Directors. God bless.
One of the privileges of institutions of higher education is the authority to recognize individuals who, by virtue of their achievement, position, service, and contributions they've made to our culture, merit our public commendation. Monmouth University values this privilege and is exercising it today in tribute to a nationally renowned individual. Our honoree is an American film legend, a storyteller, an entertainer, and he's fresh from on-location shooting of a sequel to one of the highest-grossing films of our time, The Hunger Games, which just won 5 People's Choice Awards. We are honored to have such creativity among us today. It is my privilege now to ask Trustee Henry D. Mercer III, class of 1987, to present our honoree.
President Gaffney, it is my personal pleasure and honor to present John Killick for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. John Killick, talented, generous with your time, and loyal, a supporter of our coast, our state, and our university. New Jersey native and award-winning film producer, we are proud today to honor you. You contributed to Monmouth University's growth in the arts by premiering notable films at the Two River Film Festival hosted on this campus. We all benefit from the stories you bring to life because they focus on human values and issues. These narratives communicate human understanding and empathy across cultures and across generations. Your protagonists often demonstrate a triumph of human spirit, and these victories resonate particularly with our mission that champions education as a valuable means of personal development, both in and out of the classroom. Additionally, you have served as an advocate for the wider Monmouth County community by bringing Hollywood-style production values to promotions for Prevention First, a regional nonprofit organization committed to keeping children safe and drug-free. You have won multiple awards and have received many Oscar nominations for your films such as Dead Man Walking and The Hunger Games, which are bold stories that reveal powerful human struggles. You have been honored as well for films that are equally evocative of subject matter, like Babel and The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Indeed, Spike Lee's masterpiece, Do the Right Thing, that you helped to develop and produce, is now included in the permanent film collection of the Smithsonian. For your extraordinary success as a film producer, for sharing your expertise with Monmouth's film students and patrons, and for your persistence in delivering films that allow the voices of humanity to be heard, we are privileged to present you with this honorary degree.
John Killick, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of New Jersey, I now confer upon you the degree Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto, and I request that you deliver our commencement address.
Wow. Ooh, I pulled an all-nighter for this. Some things never change, except for Wikipedia and Google. This will not be political. It's about education, community, and values, and it's for you. It's also for your parents. You can never imagine just how proud they are until one day you'll be sitting in their seats, and it'll happen all too fast. So I'd like to thank Mr. Mercer, President Gaffney, Chairman Sculthorpe, Board of Trustees, members of the distinguished graduating class of 2013, parents, family members, friends of the class, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to share this commencement with you. I'm honored to be here, and I'll always be thankful that I experienced this occasion with the outstanding graduating class of 2013. This is your day, you have achieved your goal, and now you're ready to begin a new chapter. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you safe travel on the journey ahead. It was right here in this area that my journey began. The Jersey Shore was interwoven in my memories of my childhood, my education, and my early film career. From Milburn to Wildwood, my New Jersey friends, family, and teachers helped to shape my dreams and my life. I will always remember that it was here in New Jersey where I found encouragement, self-confidence, and the lifelong friends who I still turn to today. I was about 6 years old when my mom drove my sister and me past Wilson Hall for the first time on our way to Lock Harbor Beach. We rode bikes without helmets, we drank water from a hose, and when we fell down, we simply got up. No one worried much about sympathy. TV was free, time with our dad was priceless, and summer was forever. It was 1962. And at the same time, while I was on the Lock Harbor Beach, President John F. Kennedy was addressing students at Rice University in Houston, Texas. The president told the students, quote, "We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds. He went on to declare, we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard, because the goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because the challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone. Those Rice University students could imagine that great dream, and those students were the ones who made that dream come true. One of them was a geology major named David McKay. Inspired by Kennedy's speech, McKay became a NASA scientist and trained Apollo astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin for the moon landing. As the world held its breath waiting to hear, McKay was part of the mission control team who received the first words from the moon, "The Eagle has landed." That Rice University student helped make the impossible possible. So what great declaration can I make that will inspire you to go out and change the world? What words of wisdom can I give to encourage you to go out and fix all of the problems that all of the generations before you have created? All I can do is talk a little about my journey and hope that it may somehow help you with yours. Today, you no longer have to go to the moon to find impossible problems to solve. In fact, if you want to change the world, we have plenty of big challenges right here, right around the corner. I was an average student with an interest in telling stories through film and photography. I was never able to find a way to do that in the classroom until I stumbled into a film class at the University of Vermont. One teacher was able to wake me up and encourage me to follow my dream. I am forever in his debt, and he reminds me of it often. After graduating from the University of Vermont, I moved to New York to begin what I hoped would be an exciting career in the movie business. Without a job, I called one of my grade school friends from New Jersey who was working and living in the city. I asked him if I could sleep on his couch. He told me he hadn't yet been able to purchase a couch, but if he had one, he would gladly let me sleep on it. We were walking down Columbus Avenue around 90th Street and found the ugliest little 4-foot plaid couch you've ever seen that someone had just left for the trash. It was my first bed in New York City. A few weeks later, I got my first job as a production assistant thanks to a University of Vermont alumni who was working in New York as an assistant director. So after 4 years of college and a few odd jobs, there I was standing on the corner of Bleecker and McDougal Streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, asking the denizens of Greenwich Village to please cross to the other side of the street, we're making a movie. I could hear my poor mother's voice in my head saying, it's not too late, you can still apply to grad school. Well, I hung in there and followed my heart, and 6 years later, I finally got to produce my first film titled The Beat. It was truly the lifelong break I had dreamed of, and I was ready to seize the moment. The movie opened at the Waverly Theater in New York, just a few blocks from where I worked that first day in the business. This is what the critics had to say. Quote, "Make no mistake, this story is preposterous. It is perfect for coffee-sipping, beret-wearing losers. Nothing can save this pathetic waste of film." There's more to the review, but that was the good part. The movie closed in 1 week. Needless to say, I've had to take a lot of criticism over the years and learned how to deal with failure. There's a Tibetan saying, even if you have failed at something 9 times, you have still given it effort 9 times. I think it's important to remember that and to have patience and optimism and determination. There are many obstacles that lie in our path as we weave our way through this complex, materialistic, technological society. So what can we do, and how can I advise you on how to live a happy and successful life and make the world a better place? First, know that success is defined in many ways. You will find yours, just as my sister Jane found hers. When we were growing up in New Jersey, my sister would work at a camp in Vermont for a couple of weeks each summer. She learned to be a good camper, and she loved it. She now lives in Rutland, Vermont, just a few miles from that camp on Lake Dunmore, far, far away from any Hollywood movie set. She teaches special needs children in the Rutland school system. Here is her resume as applied by Anna Quinlan's short guide to a happy life. Jane is a good mother to her 2 children, Otis and Rachel. She never lets her work stand in the way of being a good parent. She never considers herself the center of the universe. She is a good friend to her friends and a good friend to her husband. She makes her marriage vows mean what they say. She calls our parents often, and she always shows up for family holidays. She has a life, a real life, not a manic pursuit of the next promotion, the bigger paycheck, the larger house. She has a life in which she can enjoy beautiful sunsets over the green mountains of Vermont. She keeps her side of the street clean, and she knows how to live with others and respect them. She is a good camper. My sister learned from the examples set by our parents, grandparents, and teachers, who taught us without fanfare and without getting prizes for it. There are no Academy Awards for good parenting or good teaching. There should be. They simply do their job, never quit, never complain. As my grandmother said, a good name is rather to be had than riches. My parents and grandparents may not have gone out to change the world, but they certainly changed our world. I'm a filmmaker, and my work is describing the human experience. Movies put you in the shoes of other people. They can hold up a mirror and show us how we as a society are getting along with each other. Are we good campers? When we made Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee addressed this question brilliantly. He detailed what happens when people don't listen to each other, when they think their way is the only way. He showed us where arrogance and intolerance lead us. Yet at the time, many critics called Spike a racist and an anarchist. With The Hunger Games, Suzanne Collins has created not science fiction, but an allegory that reflects the world we live in. Obviously, the U.S. is not Panem, and high school is not the games, but the book taps into the powerlessness, frustration, and desire for freedom, change, justice, and meaning that many young people today feel. The dystopian society in the Hunger Games feels not so distant from the world and the possible future that young people today face. To survive, you have to be totally fake. Everyone's always watching you, scrutinizing you, but no one really cares who you are or how you feel. With farcical politics, a crumbling economy, and an increasingly soulless culture, many young people feel that those in power can't be trusted to protect their future or support their dreams. And just like Katniss, Gale, and Peeta, many young people today harbor hope that nonetheless they can fight to effect change and build the lives they deserve. Movies make the issues come alive. They get us to become emotionally involved in the experiences of others. One of the main values of art is to stimulate our imaginations and inspire us to reconsider just who we are and what we believe. We will never find the world perfect as it is. There is no utopia, but we can go beyond our personal desires and make life for us and for others better than it is now. We need free thinkers, and we need to protect them so that their voices and ideas are given a hearing on the world stage. We must never give up the principle of having a sense of commitment to our community, and there is no time when that commitment has been needed more than now. Our hearts go out to all those affected by Superstorm Sandy. We take action, and we find a way to heal. America has always been about rebuilding and reimagining itself. America has always been able to do this because of its rich history of education. That is why Americans are so creative. We have always been able to adapt and reimagine ourselves. That imagination has never been more needed than for this current challenge. It's about working together and the strength of the community that you create around you. As big as the challenges are today, you are ready for them. You are better educated, more globally aware, and more socially conscious than any generation before you. And now it's time to use your energy and your skills. Stay in touch with each other and with this university. As your classmates grow in their fields, you will grow with them in yours. They are the ones to partner with. At the same time, don't let the world consume you. Don't lose sight of the beauty around you. Take time to smell the roses and give some roses. In college, learning how to get along with people in the dorms and the houses off campus was as important as anything I learned in the classroom. I learned how to be a good roommate and a good friend. My friends then are still my friends today, and if you are really, really lucky, these people around you today will be part of your life for the rest of your life. Finally, I just want to say we are a family, and this university is your surrogate home. Those alumni who came before you have established a great tradition of caring and encouraging. What teachers and alumni made possible for people like me, they offer now to you. Don't forget each other, don't be a stranger, come back here. And whether your passion brings you to an elementary school in Rutland, Vermont, a movie set in Hollywood, the next manned space mission to the moon, or making things better and safer right here at home, be a good camper. I have faith in you. Now go get 'em, Monmouth University class of 2013.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jersey bred, Jersey fresh, John Killick. Thank you for reminding us that there are possibilities within all of the impossibilities around us, and may the odds be ever in your favor.